as a Senator Harris, oh, think of this one.
That was from a speech Donald Trump gave on Friday night in West Palm Beach, Florida. Donald Trump had continuous cognitive glitches, and his speech was filled with hate and misogyny. I want to show you what went down. I'll give you the lowlights. But as our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, states, Donald Trump's brain is fried. He's like a Vegas lounge act from 1965 who is still up on stage 40 years later at a dive off the strip, trying to come up with new material while his fans humor him. Here, Donald Trump attacks Vice President Kamala Harris, who he's very jealous of and who he just canceled all debates with because he's terrified of her. And here he calls her a bum. Listen to this.
It was so bad, and they pretended it was good. And they're doing the same thing with her. She was a bum 3 weeks ago. She was a bum. A failed vice president and a failed administration.
Now, that's the language how MAGA Republicans talk about women. It's hateful, it's despicable, and Donald Trump is obviously scared and terrified of Vice President Kamala Harris. Here, Donald Trump says that he's going to call her whatever name he wants to call her. Again, this is just tinged with despicable misogyny and racism. Play this clip.
Radical, liberal, Kamala Harris gets in. And by the way, there are numerous ways of saying her name. They were explaining to me, you can say Kamala, you can say Kamala. I said, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what I say. I couldn't care less if I mispronounce it or not. I couldn't care less. Some people think I mispronounce it on purpose, but actually I've heard it said about 7 different ways. There are a lot of ways. There are a lot of
more cognitive glitches and weirdness from Donald Trump. He starts talking about windmills again. Play the clip.
Well, we want everything to be run by wind. We'll put a windmill on the top of our car.
He can't say the word landslide. Play the.
And that means defeating Kamala Harris in a landslide.
Donald Trump keeps whining about the 2020 election. He claims he won in 2020, but that it was rigged. Here we are in 2024. Donald Trump talking about no policies for the American people, but whining with his lies about the 2020 election like a pathetic loser. Here, play the clip.
And we would have had a deal if the election weren't rigged and stolen.
Donald Trump then spreads a conspiracy that it's because of their rhetoric or the left's rhetoric. That's why he was shot at by a 20-year-old white male Republican who supported the types of gun ranges and places that Don Jr. was a supporter of. We're talking about someone who fetishized the Second Amendment, who had Trump signs on his yard. And by the way, then Donald Trump's like, oh, well, I took a bullet for democracy. Here, play this clip.
And they say, he is not for democracy. I took a bullet for democracy. He didn't. And I might have taken it because of their rhetoric. I might have taken it because of their rhetoric. Who knows?
Donald Trump is very disturbed and upset that more people right now are searching J.D. Vance and Couch and J.D. Vance and Dolphin than Trump Assassination because, of course, Donald Trump's VP pick was Google searching or posting dolphins and women. This guy's a weirdo. He also is a misogynist, just like Donald Trump, talking about childless cat ladies harming our democracy. Just despicable stuff right here. Donald Trump then talks about how the January 6th insurrectionists who tried to overthrow our democracy at his request are actually hostages. Play the clip.
Well, what's happening to these people that have done serious damage? Have they been arrested? Are they in jail now, like the January 6 hostages? And when are they letting them out? You know, we had a great Supreme Court ruling 4 weeks ago that really should let most of them out. When are they coming out? They're still there. When are they coming out?
Then Donald Trump brags about overthrowing Roe v. Wade or overturning Roe v. Wade. And he says that's what all Americans wanted, for Roe v. Wade to be overturned and for women's reproductive rights to be taken away. Watch this.
They're courageous people. We've also achieved what the pro-life movement fought to get. For 50 years, they've wanted to get this. For 50 years, they've been working so hard, getting abortion out of the federal government. They wanted it out. That means everybody, Democrats, liberals, Republicans, conservatives, they wanted it out. and they wanted to bring it back to the states for 51 years to be exact. And that's the way everybody, all legal scholars, virtually everybody, they wanted it out of the federal government, brought back.
It's obvious Donald Trump doesn't know what a Marxist or a communist is. Donald Trump's policies, if you actually break down what MAGA is very, very extreme in general, and certainly not a conservative movement. But here, Donald Trump says that Vice President Kamala Harris would appoint Marxists to the Supreme Court. Here, play the clip.
She went back to him, and she will go back. If she ever got in, she will go back to all of those horrible original thoughts that she had. She'll appoint hardcore Marxists to the Supreme Court to shred our Constitution.
You know, the irony of that is that Donald Trump appointed people to the court who believe that there should be a monarchy and that there should be dictators. And they ruled that Trump can have absolute immunity and should be above the law, and that the presidency should be treated like a dictatorship right there. Then Donald Trump says that Vice President Kamala Harris doesn't like Jewish people. Her husband's Jewish. Here, play this clip.
She doesn't like Jewish people. She doesn't like Israel. That's the way it is. And that's the way it's always going to be. She's not going to change.
Then Donald Trump goes on with his anti-Semitic statements and makes comments about Jewish people and Catholic people. I mean, who are you to say that? I mean, like, how dare you? How about you talk about policy? How about you say something that I don't know that you're going to do for the American people? How about you talk about your health care plan? Oh, you don't have one. Maybe you talk about your infrastructure plan. Oh, you don't have one. Maybe you talk about actual things that matter to the American people and not this crap to try to divide us. Here, play this clip.
And he said he's getting asked that question a lot. I said, how can a Jewish person or a person that loves Israel vote, think of this, vote for these parties? I mean, how can they vote Democrat? How can they vote for these horrible people that want to destroy? But I asked him, how do they vote for Democrats? Everything is negative. Everything, they want to stay in the way. They don't want to have victory. They want to stop you from having victory. They want to put you in jail. They want to persecute you. How does a Jewish person vote for a Democrat? And traditionally they have. And we came to the conclusion it's mostly habit, because they have for 50 years. I mean, they have. That's what they've done. But how does a Jewish person vote for a Democrat? How does a Catholic person vote for a Democrat? With what they're doing to Catholics, I just don't get it.
Then Donald Trump, who is a convicted criminal, says that you can't teach criminals not to be criminals. Play the clip.
You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal.
I want to share this with you as well so you can see the media manipulation here, because here is Fox bringing in Trump's campaign rally. This is how they stop their coverage to show this event for Donald Trump. Play this clip.
Palm Beach, Florida. Let's go to his remarks now.
We're going to be talking a little bit about a wonderful thing called religion tonight. Is that okay?
And I want to contrast that, though, to what Fox did when Vice President Kamala Harris was speaking in Houston, where they refused to cover it. Just watch the difference so you can see how this propaganda is actually working on Fox for yourself. Play the clip.
And God knows we don't pay you enough as it is. In this moment, we are in a fight for our most fundamental freedoms.
All right. So if we had any doubt that this was a campaign speech, you see that it is. Our guidance and our advisory on the speech was disseminated by the White House today, not the Harris campaign. Yet that's what this is.
It should be noted as well that Donald Trump spent the day calling the FBI director who he appointed, Christopher Wray, a criminal. Donald Trump wrote, Lindsey Graham demands FBI's Christopher Wray recant testimony, says it's clear Trump was hit by a bullet. That's very important to Donald Trump, because Christopher Wray testified it may have been shrapnel or metal fragments or a bullet piece, but Donald Trump wants to do the line. I did bullet for democracy. And so Donald Trump now says that the FBI director, Christopher Wray, is a criminal. Here he reposts Tucker Carlson and says, Christopher Wray is a liar and a criminal, and I hope he's reading this. That's what Donald Trump is posting. Again, here's a photo of his ear. right there. And by the way, Donald Trump continues to sell Assassination edition sneakers for $299. This is real. Trump is profiting off of this. $299, 5,000 sneakers that he's selling that look like this, and they're very ugly. Just take a look at that. That's how he's dealing with all of this. It's madness. It's misogyny. It's disgusting. It's weird. Cognitive decline, all in action. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.